Run? Run. I've had a fall. I've fallen over. I can smell something burning. I can't move. The whole house is gonna go up. Run! Run!
So, Detective Sergeant, you went upstairs. Was there any sign of a struggle?
No, sir.
What happened next?
We entered the bedroom. The deceased Mrs. McCallum was lying on the floor. She was dead.
Who entered the room first? You or Chief Inspector Taggart?
Chief Inspector Taggart.
Was the door open or closed?
Closed, sir.
It was closed.
It might have been ajar.
But it was closed, ajar.
Yes, sir.
Beam me up, Scotty.
And you're in no doubt about that?
May I refer to my notes, my lord?
Did you make notes at the time?
Yes, my lord.
Please do.
Could you see the body before you entered the room?
I don't think I noticed.
Was the body actually dead, Detective Sergeant? Did you manage to notice that?
Did you tell him we're supposed to be at St. Saviour's at 3?
Yes, Andy knows we're going on holiday.
Back in a minute.
Dad! Dad, are you in there?
Everything all right, sir?
What? Oh, I think my father-in-law's had a fall.
Oh, I'll call an ambulance.
No, it's okay, you'll be fine. Come on, you old bugger, get up. See? Told you he was all right. Probably just got plastered last night and fell over.
I did not get plastered last night.
Would you like an ambulance, sir?
I don't need an ambulance. All I need is a wee bit care and attention from these young people.
Look, come on, Dad, there's no need.
Okay, but make sure his GP has a look at me.
What happened?
Just the same as before. I bent down to switch off the television and I had a fall. I phoned you, but you're no interested in me. You're lucky I didn't die.
You phoned us?
That's right.
Oh, you must have got a wrong number.
I've told you to put those sockets up high in the wall for Dad.
Look, I'm a gas fitter, not an electrician. Well, come on, get your stuff packed, otherwise we'll be late for the home.
It says in here, Celtic are going to buy a new striker.
I know. Where'd you get this? This is a day's paper.
Well, I had two falls. One last night and another one this afternoon. How'd you get on there, Michael?
He nearly had me up for perjury.
I wasn't that bad.
I was a good advocate, Alistair Balmain. You can often make things a bit ticklish.
Very hilarious, sir.
You're going, I don't care what you say.
It is a lovely home. I'm sure you'll like it once you've settled in.
Welcome to St. Saviour's Rest Home.
I'm sorry we're late.
Matron's unfortunately not here. She's had to attend a funeral. So this is your father. Hello, Mr. Scott.
Did Matron tell you? We're going on holiday and he's having a couple of weeks here to see how he gets on.
Yes, I've got all the details. Right then, well, let me show you around. We can start at the chapel.
Come on.
Not going into that place. It's full of old people.
Why, what are you?
If Dad doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to.
You should be in a home.
I've got a home.
I don't care, you're going in there for 2 weeks.
Leave him alone!
The light's red!
Ronnie! Don't ever do that again.
We're going on holiday whether he goes into a home or not.
How can you be so heartless?
You're too soft on him, that's your trouble.
He's got a pacemaker. You know he's got a heart condition.
Aye, and that's why he should be in a home. Instead of phoning us every time he has a fall or pretends he's had one. It's for his own good. Oh, hey, look, I'm sorry. I lost my temper. I didn't mean to go through the lights.
Why do you have to behave like this?
I said I'm sorry. Come on, let's talk to him again. But I'm not missing my holidays this year.
Where's he gone?
Oh, this stupid old fool.
To the Dame Elizabeth Real Trust for the Elderly, Mr. Scott.
No, I wouldn't. You should be giving one to me.
Did you come in here for anything?
Aye, can I have a second-class stamp?
There you are.
Is something the matter, Mr. Scott?
Aye, it's my daughter. She wants to put me in a home.
Oh, I see.
Oh, they're off on holiday, so they think I need to go into kennels.
A fit man like you can look after himself.
That's what I say. I was in Burma, you know. I worked on a Burma railroad.
Oh, really?
I was treated better by the Japanese.
We don't want another one in here.
I'm sorry. We're closed.
What did you get out of this? Petrol money.
Put it back. Put it back.
When I gave you my key, I did not invite you into my house.
Where have you been?
Where I go, who I say is my business.
I've boarded up your windy. I'll fix it properly when I get back from my holidays.
I can do things for myself. Thank you.
Ah, well, you're going to have to for the next fortnight. We better go get packed.
I'll ring you when we get back.
You're not really going to go, are you?
What can I do? I've unpacked a suitcase. Come on, we're only away until the 25th. I'll miss you.
Your mum and I never had a holiday.
That is not my fault, Dad. I need a holiday. I've put some stew in the fridge. That should keep you a couple of days, okay? Are you going to get that?
Leave it.
It might not be him.
Well, who else could it be?
What did you do that for?
He's not going to stop us going.
I can't help my father.
Look, let's just finish the packing.
I can't help it if I feel responsible for...
Don't pack your pills. You'll need some sleep tonight.
Look, it might be genuine.
Look, we agreed to let him fend for himself so he can see that he can't cope.
He's my father!
And you're my wife. He's got you wrapped around his wee finger.
They were very arrogant, and we didn't like the look of it. It didn't appeal to us at all. And their marching song was Wir fahren gegen England.
Give him my passport. Back in a minute.
Where are you going?
Don't worry.
Ronnie!
I'll see you through there, okay?
Come back! Ronnie!
A neighbour called us, but that's one smell you could never forget. That's not gas.
A3740 to base.
He's guilty. Guilty as sin. Waste of taxpayers' money.
The jury will decide. That's why they have juries.
Jury? What do they know about it? They must have brought them in from Aberdeen. There's not one of them that looks what you might call intelligent.
What was Alistair's defense like?
There were some questions I would have asked.
One of the rules of advocacy is that you should never ask a question unless you know the answer.
Have you been baking?
It's a cherry Genoa for Alistair.
We could be doing with some fly spray.
I didn't want to open the windows till after the lab boys were through.
Hold your breath and keep your mouth closed.
I'm no forensic entomologist, but I'm sure the maggots will give us a clue to the time of death.
That's something, I suppose.
This will interest you, Michael.
Isn't it quite a new science?
Oh, good heavens, no. The first case where it was used was more than a century ago. I remember a remarkable case involving coffin flies.
Can you tell us when he died? Are we talking about days or weeks?
More than a week, I would guess.
So much for good neighbours.
How you doing, Michael?
He'll not be eating his dinner tonight, that's for sure.
What are coffin flies?
I don't know, and I don't want to see one.
Looks like a break-in.
I spoke to the woman next door, so the one who called the gas board.
The gas board? Doesn't she know the difference?
She says she hasn't seen the old man for days.
Hardly surprising, is it?
He had a fall last week.
How do you know?
I saw his daughter here. Her husband had to break in through the window.
Is that right?
And I found this in the letterbox. It's addressed to Dad.
Ronnie and Lilius?
I don't know their names, sir.
Was he taken to the hospital?
Well, I told him he should go, but he was a stubborn kind. He seemed difficult.
He won't be difficult anymore, will he?
I hope you've been practicing, sir.
I'm sorry?
I'm in the festival choir too, you know.
Oh, of course.
Oh, no. The singing detective.
And I spoke to a neighbour 3 doors up. She said that Mr. Scott had a visitor a few weeks back.
They noticed some things round here. Well?
A big man with a beard, wore a naval-type blue blazer with a badge.
Is that all?
It's a good description, sir.
Sounds like Captain Pugwash.
Hello, Lena. I trust you'll be there tomorrow for the speeches.
I don't need to be. I don't know how you can defend somebody you know to be guilty.
One is innocent until one's proven guilty, Lena. Aunt Sophie.
Lena's been telling me about your latest case.
And getting most of the facts wrong, no doubt. Cherry Genoa, my favourite. Aunt Sophie, there's no one like you.
Lilius and Ronnie Blacklock are on holiday in Spain till the end of the week.
I'll send a message through Interpol or via the consul.
I've done that, sir. They're flying home tomorrow.
Garibaldi?
Oh, thanks.
Of course, he could have died of natural causes.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, there's a broken window. Somebody broke into the house, climbed through it. WPC Reed says that Ron Blacklock was very aggressive towards his father-in-law.
Well, that's not very much to go on. We'll wait and see what Dr. Andrews has to say.
No, we used to call these when I was a boy. Squashed fly biscuits. Hi, Stephen. What can you tell us?
Not much yet, I'm afraid. The full post-mortem won't be complete for a couple of days.
I can't wait a couple of days. Can you not give us something to be going on with?
Well, as I said, I'm no entomological expert. But, well, I have done a little research on the larvae of the common bluebottle.
Aye?
Well, the bluebottle lays its eggs in daylight, and in this weather, they'd certainly hatch on day 1. Within half a day, the first baby instar maggot will shed its skin, and the second instar maggot will do likewise within about 2 or 3 days. Which leaves us with this little fella, the fisherman's maggot.
We're keeping up with you. Carry on.
Well, the fisherman's maggot feeds voraciously for about 6 days, and then goes into a pupa case.
Are there any pupa cases yet?
Not yet, Michael, but they're fat and about to.
And that's 9 to 10 days.
My arithmetic exactly.
Which means he died on either the 13th or 14th of June.
And not before.
that them?
Yes, sir. A bit sunburnt, but is them all right? I get the impression Mr. Blacklock's none too upset by his father-in-law's death.
What about her?
Oh, she seemed perturbed.
I'll bet. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was sorry to hear about your father's death. When did you last see him?
The day before we went on holiday.
What day was that?
We last saw him on the Wednesday. That's right, isn't it?
Wednesday the 11th.
Aye, that's right.
So you went on holiday on Thursday the 12th.
Yes.
Not the 13th or the 14th?
Not the 12th.
Did you not think about getting a neighbour to keep an eye out for him?
We tried to put him in a home so he'd be properly looked after, but he wasn't having it.
What did you think about your father going into a home?
I think it would have killed him.
Look, what's all this about?
I think you better come to the flat with us. See if anything is missing. There's a possibility he might have been murdered.
Thank you. If they flew out to Barcelona on the 12th, they couldn't have killed him on the 13th.
Check the airport and the travel company. One of them might have flown back.
You think it was a domestic?
If it isn't, someone's done them a favour.
You're not forgetting it's our rehearsal tonight, sir?
No.
Your hip's bothering you, isn't it?
I've been punished for my sins. Aren't I, Bessie?
The dog found a pigeon with a broken wing. We took it to the vet, but the vet had to kill it.
That's awful.
It's life.
The vet said it was painless. It's better than a cat getting it.
Oh, yes. Cats are wicked animals.
Oh, how can you say that?
They kill for pleasure without motive.
We should stop reading those awful magazines, Lena.
Are you ready?
Oh, here's Alistair. We can have him defend the cats. My nephew's an advocate. This is Pauline and Fiona.
Hello.
They're doing their Dame Elizabeth Friel Awards, so they've been doing some shopping for me, haven't you?
Yes.
Now, I better just sign your book. This is going to be worth 5 points to them.
We're doing our Bruins.
Very good.
Have you ever done any famous cases?
You may have noticed on the news a week or two ago a man who murdered his wife and her lover.
They're too young.
Alistair defended him.
Did he get off?
He got life. When will you be back?
I have no idea. How much have I got?
£30.
Oh, but Alistair, you must have lost an awful lot.
I've got some more good news for you. A place has become available at the Woodlands Park Rest Home. Oh, put your name down.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They'll be able to take you by the end of the month.
But Alistair, are you sure I can afford it?
I'll help, of course. Until your house is sold.
Oh, you're so good to me.
And Lena, I'll have to find somewhere else to live. You'll be glad to be rid of her. It's what you've always wanted.
It holds a lot of memories for me, that house.
You don't get on with her.
Still, I just wish...
We have decided.
You keep coming in a beat too early. Bach will be turning in his grave. Right, once more from your entrance.
Did he keep any money in the house?
There was some in the kitchen, wasn't there, Ronnie?
Aye, he kept it in here.
It's gone. So have his medals.
Whose jacket was this? His?
He was always buying second-hand clothes. Anything for a bargain. You know, from people who advertise in shop windows.
You wait here with him.
Pinhead hemorrhages in the brain, the heart and the lungs indicate that Mr. Scott died of asphyxia.
Does Dr. Andrews say how?
No. He says that any marks of injury from pressure around the neck and the face would have been destroyed by the maggots.
Asphyxia.
Which isn't necessarily murder.
It's good enough for me.
It's only the money in his medals that seemed to have gone.
How much was it?
About £50.
Would he have spent it?
Not Dad.
You'll have to come to the station with us. This is now a murder inquiry.
Did your husband find your relationship with your father difficult?
Yes.
And was that a problem for you?
I felt guilty about Dad. I couldn't make them both happy. If we hadn't gone away, this would never have happened.
Did Ronnie want him out of the way?
He wouldn't have killed him, if that's what you mean. Ronnie's not a murderer. He's a bad-tempered man. Like my father.
The man was a nuisance.
What do you think of you?
He'd suspect me.
Listen, why did you break into the flat when you had a key?
We took the key from him after we broke in. Ask Lilius. Oh, look, we were on holiday when the man died.
Aye. We're looking into that.
And I'll have 2 telephone stamps. Better make that 3. They get higher every time, the bills. That's privatisation for you.
You could be right.
No, I'm not.
I'll see you next week.
Would be a pension day.
Oh, surely you're not trying to deny them it, son.
You stay here and talk to them when they leave. Could be useful. Excuse me. Can I come through, please? Please.
Yeah, what's it about?
I'll tell you that side.
Well, this is our busy day.
Ours too. 7 days a week. Did you get anywhere private?
Yeah, sure, through the back. Pete, hold the 40.
It concerns a customer of yours, Fred Scott, 13 Clark Road. He got his pension here.
I heard that he died. Wasn't found for over a week.
When did he last come in?
It would be before last pension day. He didn't draw his pension last week.
Didn't you wonder why?
Well, he said his daughter was putting him in a home. I mean, I assumed that that's why I didn't question it. I thought maybe other arrangements were being made.
Nobody's blaming you.
Well, when these things happen, I think society's to blame.
Does Scott talk a lot in here?
Well, complained. Sometimes this place is like the Citizens Advice Bureau.
See, we've got a description of a visitor he had. A big man with a beard. Wore a naval blazer.
Is this a murder inquiry?
Do you mind if I ask the questions?
Well, he never talked about anyone except his family. He said that going into a home was like being put into kennels.
Did he ever look at the adverts on the board?
Aye, yeah, he was always jotting things down.
Where have you been?
Just shopping. There's your pension.
The last time you'll ever collect my pension for me, Leah. It'll be going straight to the home. I've just been wondering what to take with me.
Well, they won't allow you to take much. Remember, Enid Foster? All they allowed her to take was a few photographs and a nightdress case, and that went missing when she went inside.
This is a respectable home I'm going to. I have my own room.
Well, don't take anything of mine.
Just afraid of getting there and then not having something I need. Gather so much stuff over the years.
Hello. I'm phoning about your advertisement for an overcoat, hairdryer and child's bicycle. Yeah, I was wondering, have you had any dealings with a Mr. Fred Scott? No. You're quite sure about that? Okay then. Right, thanks very much. No, I don't want to buy it. No, honestly, I'm quite sure.
Go anywhere.
You think Fred Scott was interested in a pair of roller skates?
Keep trying. He might have phoned someone up. That someone might have killed him.
It's a long shot, sir.
What about these adverts that get taken down, out of date?
I think they just destroy them.
Better check that.
Sometimes they pay for a few more weeks and we put the cards back up.
Do either of you know this guy?
Oh, that's...
Describe him.
He's quite a big guy, and he's got a beard.
Do you mind if I keep this?
No, so long as you bring it back.
Commander Gunner RN, retired.
It was the RN bit that made me wonder. And when they described him, could be our Captain Pugwash.
Spiritual healer.
Just give me a moment or two to look around, Alistair. It's hard to leave a home you've lived in for 46 years.
You take all the time you need, Auntie. I'll finish loading up the car.
Oh, no. I want you beside me. Am I doing the right thing, Alistair?
You're doing the right thing.
I don't know that I am.
Well, it's too late to change your mind now. You're going somewhere where people will look after you.
I was going to take this with me. It's been in the family for years. I want you to have it, Lena. You will come and visit me, won't you?
Does Lena know that I'm putting the house on the market?
Yes. Could she not stay on?
Auntie, you owe her nothing. She's been sponging off you for 12 years. No buts! The sale of your house is going towards your upkeep at Woodlands Park. You're going to love it there. I promise you.
Commander Gunner.
Yes?
Please.
Please come in.
We saw your advert in a post office window. I believe you're a faith healer.
A spiritual healer.
We're making inquiries into the death of Mr. Fred Scott.
Oh, heavens, no. Poor man.
You knew him?
He rang and I visited him on 2 occasions. I thought I was having some success. He had a back problem.
He had what we might call a respiratory problem.
Unfortunately, I have no powers of diagnosis. How tragic.
Could you describe your treatment?
It was simply the laying on of hands.
Can you show us? I'm really interested in spiritual healing.
Especially the laying on of hands.
Well, briefly, if you put your hands together like that, you may feel a force, a heat, a tingling sensation. Well, basically, you put that force onto the patient. The rest is up to God.
Is that it?
I discovered it when working on some orthopedic problems in the Navy. I've had quite a lot of successes.
When did you last see Mr. Scott?
Oh, I haven't seen him for over a fortnight.
And you weren't due to pay him another visit?
Well, as I say, I presume that my treatment was being successful. Some people, however, are not meant to be cured. It's in their karma.
How do you do? You must be Mrs. McQueen.
Yes. Hello, Mrs. McQueen. Welcome to Woodlands Park. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, but I've got a birthday lunch to organise.
Oh, not at all.
This is Margaret Cowan, one of our care assistants.
I'll take those, shall I?
Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Balmain. I'll show you to your room.
Thank you.
You can arrange the room as you please.
Did you enjoy your meal?
Very much.
I always have wine. Maybe you'd care to join me.
I'm a little bit tired tonight, thank you. It's been quite a day.
Well, welcome aboard. Did you meet Irma Grice? Margaret Cowan. She'd like to turn this place into a concentration camp. She's a monster.
Yes, we met.
Pete's much nicer.
I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
I think she's left her window open.
Hello? One of the old ladies I know has just moved into a home. The other one's probably popped out. I'm instructed that the house has full vacant possession. Probably one of the nicest rooms in the house. With views over the garden, this would make an ideal children's room.
Don't bother getting out of the car, sir. There's been another murder. Same pattern, break-in. And only a few streets from where Fred Scott was murdered.
Yeah. Who found the body?
An estate agent, sir. Showing a couple round.
She's not a good selling feature.
Asphyxia?
Looks like it. Small marks of bruising round the arms.
Time of death?
It's too early to say with any accuracy, but sometime in the small hours, between 4 and 6, I think you're looking for an insomniac.
WPC Reed said that 2 women lived here.
That's right.
Go and see if you can find the other one.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you. She's a jolly.
3 cheers for Jill. Hip hip.
Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip.
Mrs. Pritchard.
Yes, I'm the owner.
DCI Taggart. DS Jardine. We believe you have a Mrs. McQueen staying with you.
Sophie? Yes, she just came to us yesterday. Is there a problem?
No. We'd just like to talk to her. Do you have an office we can use?
Yes, you can use mine. I'll fetch Sophie for you. Margaret, will you show these gentlemen?
This way.
Thank you. Mrs. McQueen, I'm afraid we have to inform you that your friend, Lena Henderson, died last night.
I'm terribly sorry, Sophie.
We're treating her death as murder.
Murder? Lena?
Last night was your first night here?
Yes,
Presumably it was the first night Lena Henderson had spent alone.
it's my fault. I shouldn't have left her.
She had no relatives, kin.
No.
Who else knows you're in here? Visitors, friends.
Only Pauline and Fiona. They're doing their Dame Elizabeth Freelow ward.
Pauline and Fiona who?
I don't know their second names. They're just schoolgirls. They go to Craig Park School. They used to do shopping for me.
And nobody else?
My nephew, Alistair. He's an advocate.
Not Alistair Balmain by any chance.
Yes, do you know him?
Sir, let me tackle Balmain.
If I didn't know you, Michael, I would suspect your motives. In any case, the biscuit will insist on being present.
I hope the murderer isn't still around.
Ah, there's no chance of that. Did she read these magazines?
Her hobby was true crime. Murder. Speak of the devil and he'll appear, is what my father used to say. Well, I can't see that there's anything missing.
We'll have to look through the other rooms. I'm sorry, it's necessary. Do you want to sit down for a while?
No, I'm all right. Ah, here's her notebook. She always kept it hidden from me, but I knew where it was.
Why?
I don't know. She was secretive like that.
What did you mark down in this?
Household accounts. If she bought a stamp, she'd enter it. She was very fussy.
Where did she draw a pension?
She used to get both our pensions. At Neil Road Post Office.
Did either of you know of Fred Scott?
Well, she may have done. I never got out very much.
Hello, Mr. Balmain. Can we have a word? I was just leaving.
It's about your aunt's companion, Miss Henderson. She's been found dead. She was murdered.
Good God.
Is there somewhere we can talk?
The courtroom's empty, I think. Come in.
We understand you're selling the house.
I put it on the market yesterday.
With a sitting tenant?
She wasn't a sitting tenant. She was Mrs. McQueen's companion.
You're saying there was no contract?
Correct.
Miss Henderson was quite a strong-willed woman. Did you like her, Mr. Balmain?
Is that relevant?
That's what we're here to establish.
I felt she took advantage of my aunt's kindness. She was a frequent visitor to the courtrooms, you know.
Why?
She was fascinated by murder. She would always attend a trial in which I was appearing and report the whole thing back to my aunt.
Really?
She loved to be judge and jury. Considered herself quite an expert. I can't believe that she's been murdered. Who would want to kill her?
French cheese inside. I think you better lose that one somewhere.
Hello. Hello. It's quiet in here today, eh?
Aye, well, pension day's always the worst.
You know Lena Henderson drew her pension here?
Yeah.
She got murdered last night. That's 2 pensioners in the one neighbourhood.
What's it to do with me?
Just so there might be a connection. Somebody might have followed them home. Have you seen any suspicious characters hanging about?
Nah, I'm usually too busy to notice anything, to be honest.
You got anything to be nervous about?
2 murders in the neighbourhood would make anyone nervous.
How long have you been here?
5 years.
Who's your assistant?
Pete. Well, he's only part-time. He'll be in this afternoon. In fact, he should be here in a few minutes.
I'll wait. Make us a cup of tea, eh?
They do wonderful Eccles cakes here. They were Lena's favourites.
Thank heavens you weren't at home last night.
Ah, but I might have prevented it. Who knows? We all have to die somehow, Alistair. Well, I've been thinking about it, and do you know what? I've decided that Lena, in some way, chose her own fate.
Don't say that.
Lena's up there now. She's probably loving it. It was always her ambition to be at the centre of a murder inquiry.
I'm not sure she ever imagined herself the victim.
It's fate. You can't worry about things like that.
I was thinking of the sale of the house. It's best if you give me power of attorney.
Oh.
You don't want to be bothered with money matters, Aunt Sophie. I'll have the documents drawn up. Leave it all to me.
Any link at all between Fred Scott and Lena Henderson, apart from the fact that they used the same post office?
None. Well, none that we know of.
Who's B. Mackenzie?
No idea. His name appears 4 times in the book. Twice with £10 next to it, and twice with £15. She kept a record of nearly every shopping transaction.
The last entry against his name is dated yesterday. B. Mackenzie, £15. And 3 new fivers in the back of the book.
We're checking the serial numbers.
You know, the most interesting thing that Balmain said was that Lena Henderson used to sit in on murder trials.
And the fact she used to sit in on Balmain's trials.
I want details of every trial Balmain was involved in which Lena could have attended.
There could be hundreds.
It is said that you can judge a society by the way they care for their elderly. With your help, we can make this a better society. For those of you doing your gold, silver, and bronze, you have 1 more week before the awards. So let's be good and do good.
Dame Elizabeth, we're from Maryhill Police Station. Can you point out 2 girls from Craig Park School, Pauline and Fiona?
I'm afraid I don't know all their names. We have over 100 children drawn from schools all over Glasgow.
Do you mind if I address them?
Not at all.
Could I have your attention, please? Yeah, my name's Michael Jardine. I'm a detective sergeant with Strathclyde Police. Now, some of you may be aware that there have been 2 murders in this area recently. Could I ask you to keep your eyes and ears open? If anyone you visit mentions they've had strange callers or seems frightened in any way, I want you to contact us. If Pauline and Fiona from Craig Park School are here, could they come forward, please? Thank you.
Have you ever thought of performing at children's parties?
We're Pauline and Fiona.
I hope they haven't been getting into any trouble.
You visited Lena Henderson and Sophie McQueen.
That's right. We heard in the news this morning about the murder. Do you know who did it?
Not yet. What we want to know is, when you were helping Lena and Sophie, were there any suspicious callers?
There was Alistair Balmain, her nephew.
Did he seem suspicious to you?
No.
What I'm saying is, you might have seen something. It might not have seemed important at the time, but it could be a vital clue to the murder of Lena Henderson.
Don't remember anything.
What about you?
She never notices anything. She's stupid.
Not stupid.
Did Sophie and Lena get on together?
Miss Henderson never did anything for Sophie. I think she was a bit nasty to her.
Why's that?
She made Sophie do everything for her, and Sophie couldn't walk very well.
It doesn't always follow that elderly people help each other or even like each other.
I think we may need to recommend you to someone else. She's recently lost her friend. I wonder if you can help her with spiritual healing.
I'm sure. Mind if I join you?
No.
It's Sophie, isn't it?
Yes?
Noel Brown told me. Commander Gunner's my name. I'm a spiritual healer.
Oh, yes.
Spiritual healing can be beneficial in cases of depression, trauma. Noel mentioned your friend's death.
That's right.
I may be able to help you to talk about it. It must have been a great shock for you.
I don't know. I suppose my only hope is that she didn't suffer.
Were you very close to her?
No, not really.
Death is always a difficult transition to comprehend.
Oh, I decided when I was much younger that death doesn't really matter. The length of your life is really unimportant. It's much more important what you get out of it.
Well, that's very much in line with what spiritualists believe.
It's too late. Don't waste your time trying to recruit me now. You won't succeed.
Fancy seeing you here.
Fancy.
Coming on nice?
You behind this?
Behind what?
You know. Now, have you got something important to tell me or not?
I don't know what you mean.
If I find out this is your handwriting,
It isn't. It wasn't my idea, it was Fiona's.
I could charge the pair of you with wasting police time. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm now.
Get up. How did you find out my address?
A girl in our class lives in your street.
And you wrote this?
It was her idea.
I don't care whose idea it was. What was the point of getting me down here?
Do you want to go out with me? I'm 16. I'm old enough.
Stick to doing your Dame Elizabeth Friel Award.
I'm only doing it because it's the summer holidays and I'm bored.
There must be plenty of other things you can do.
What do you do?
Well, I go to church and sing in a choir.
You wanted to see me again?
We found a name in our notebook. B. Mackenzie. Do you know who that might be?
I don't, I'm sorry.
Did she lend money?
She never lent me any in 12 years.
Well, I presume she was paid.
Let me see.
See, the last payment was made the day before she died.
Oh, dear.
Why, oh dear? Mrs. McQueen, if you know something, you should tell me.
I wonder if she was up to her old tricks again.
Tricks?
I always wondered how she had more money than me.
Mrs. McQueen, what tricks?
When she was my manageress of the dress shop, she used to take money from a married man who she knew was having an affair. He bought dresses for his girlfriend in our shop, you see.
Are you telling me she was a blackmailer?
Oh, Vera, you see, you can't get rid of me.
I'm curious. What made you want to live with a woman like that?
Company, I suppose.
Oh, well, you'll get plenty of that here.
If I knew exactly what you were looking for, I might be able to help you.
That's just it. I don't know. This case against an Arnold Mackenzie, do you know it?
Yes. Last July, Alistair Balmain defended him on an assault charge. Defense of epilepsy brought on by strobe lights at a disco.
Did they swallow it?
Only after Mr. Balmain had the lights brought into court and demonstrated. It gave the judge a migraine headache and he had to adjourn the court. Extraordinary. Fiscals. One moment. It's for you.
Hello?
Have you found anything?
Not yet.
I have. Lena Henderson was a blackmailer.
Oh, aye. Who was she blackmailing?
Well, some fella years back. She's probably still doing it. There's no mention of this B. Mackenzie at any Balmain trial.
Oh, there's an A. Mackenzie, but no B. Mackenzie.
B. Mackenzie?
Just a moment, sir.
There was a Bruce Mackenzie, Arnold's brother. He was the main defense witness.
When was the date of the first payment?
14th of July.
I think we may have something, sir. You realise this is a long shot, sir?
What else have we got?
Oh, by the way, I had an encounter with those two schoolgirls at the ice rink this morning.
What were you doing at the ice rink?
One of them found out my address. Left this.
And you went on your own?
Yeah, I thought it might be important, sir.
And was it?
Not as it turned out. Just a schoolgirl crush. Told them off.
They wasted an hour of our time and you told them off.
Thank you.
Hello there. Does a Mr. Bruce Mackenzie work here? Bruce? Bruce Mackenzie. DCI Tiger, DS Jardine. Do you know a woman called Lena Henderson?
No.
You sure about that?
Sure.
That wouldn't be your name in the book, would it? B. Mackenzie, £10, 14th of July.
Nothing to do with me.
See, by a strange coincidence, that was the week of your brother's trial. And the woman that kept this notebook, she was there.
Must be lots of B. Mackenzies. She wasn't blackmailing you for any reason. No. I mean, I don't know who she is. Can I ask what it's about? Yeah, it's a murder inquiry. Wish I could help you. He's lying.
Is there nothing in this book we can pin to him?
Apart from the name B. Mackenzie. No. Let's let him stew for a minute.
Remember the Yorkshire Ripper?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, they found a new fiver in a prostitute's handbag. If they had acted sooner, they could have caught the Ripper by the running serial numbers.
What are you saying, sir?
He's still got some notes, maybe in the same run. Come on. Where is he?
Said in toothache. He's away home.
Two £5 notes.
Check the serial numbers on those as well. The serial numbers on the £5 notes in your wallet follow on from the one we found in Lena Henderson's handbag.
I didn't kill her. You said you didn't know her. She was blackmailing me.
Why?
My brother's trial. I went into a pub up near the law courts. Seen a couple of the jurors. We got talking, had a couple of drinks, you know. Tried to convince them that Arnie was innocent. She saw me. She was in the pub.
She told you you could be charged with attempting to pervert the course of justice.
Aye. I'll go to prison. And she asked me for money.
How many times since?
4 times.
How did you pay her?
Meet her at a pub. Give her the cash.
Did you ever go to her house?
Never.
How did you find out her address?
I don't know her address.
Where were you last Thursday night?
Thursday?
Oh, come on. 2 nights ago.
So a couple of mates. Watched a video. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Two people have confirmed Mackenzie's alibi.
Lena Henderson was blackmailing one person. It's likely she was blackmailing others.
No other names in the book, sir. Just figures.
Then we must go through Balmain's list of cases again.
Lena could have attended any number of trials that were unconnected with Balmain.
Is there anything that links Fred Scott with Lena Henderson?
Just the post office.
Oh, sir, I've got a dress rehearsal. Festival
Well,
club.
hold Mackenzie. Charge him with an attempt to pervert the course of justice.
You're convinced he had nothing to do with it?
The man's a prat, sir. But he's no big enough prat to want to murder her.
I can cancel,
But I need to know now, sir.
All right, Pete, I'm off to my bed now.
Are the police coming back at all?
How should I know?
Okay, thank you for a very good rehearsal.
Have you got a minute?
Yeah?
Listen, I've got a problem. There's these two young girls that keep following me around.
Oh, yeah?
Just back me up, will you? Give me a hand. You enjoy the rehearsal?
Yes.
This is my fiancée.
Hey, Jackie. Hello.
We've got to be going. Thanks for coming. That seems to have worked.
Fiancé, is it? You can let go of my hand now. If you want. What's happening? What are you doing in here, Mr. Brown? Have you been drinking?
I don't know what all the fuss is about, all this screaming. I just came into the wrong room by mistake.
Now, come on, Mr. Brown. I shall have words with you in the morning.
Keep your hands off me. Don't flatter yourself that I was after you, Sophie. I wouldn't waste my time.
Now, come on.
What a load of nonsense. You haven't heard the last of this. I'll be looking for you.
I'm very sorry about this, Sophie. Are you all right? I can't find Sophie anywhere.
Have you asked everyone?
Nobody's seen her since breakfast. She hasn't told anyone she was going out.
I take it you like to be kept informed when they go out.
It's the rules. Fire regulations. I hope it has nothing to do with that bit of bother we had last night. One of our male residents went into her room. It was nothing serious. It gave her a bit of a fright.
Well, give me a ring when she gets back. I'd like to talk to her again.
Of course.
Excuse me.
What are you doing here?
I work here. Can we keep walking?
You mean you work here and at the post office?
Please, don't tell Mrs. Pritchard.
You've got more than Mrs. Pritchard to worry about. Come on.
It'll be much fun for you taking me out every Sunday, Alice.
Nonsense. I can't think of anyone with whom I'd rather spend a Sunday.
Wish you'd find yourself a nice young lady.
And neglect you. That wouldn't do.
A man came into my room last night.
Who was he?
Resident at the home. He burst in and started threatening me. Most objectionable man. I think he'd been drinking.
But you managed to get rid of him.
The staff saved me. Otherwise, I don't know what might have happened. I couldn't sleep a wink.
Oh, I'm sure it was nothing to get upset about, Aunt Sophie. Perhaps he was attracted to you.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. And let a man come near me since your uncle died. Oh, of course, you never knew him. You were only about 3.
5, Aunt Sophie, and I do vaguely remember him.
That old house has so many memories for me.
That old house will soon be sold. And you're better off where you are.
Where were you last Thursday night?
I worked at the home.
That was Sophie McQueen's first night, correct?
That's right.
So you knew Lena Henderson was in the house on her own?
I never thought about it.
Was she blackmailing you?
Blackmailing me? About what?
You tell me. You were moonlighting at the post office. If Mrs. Pritchard had heard about it, you'd lose your job, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily.
Oh, come on. You were a care assistant on night shift. You were supposed to keep wide awake to look after the people. If Mrs. Pritchard knew you had a job during the day, she'd have given you the sack. Is that right? Isn't that right?
It's all right. But she wasn't blackmailing me.
She kept a notebook. In it, she kept a close record of money. Now look at the bit where she's written her pension down. Next to it, she's written £10 each time. Could you explain that?
No.
Was that the way you paid her off?
I wouldn't pay that kind of money just to keep some old lady quiet.
Maybe you killed her instead.
No!
Or perhaps it wasn't your money. It was the post office's.
If I was fiddling the post office, I wouldn't need to do 2 jobs, would I?
We're going to have to call the auditors in.
Don't do that to Donald. Please.
Seems a thin motive.
I've known people to kill for less.
What about Fred Scott, sir? Where does his murder fit in?
I don't know. Maybe some other person murdered him.
You can't bend the facts to suit the motives.
Don't you ever accuse me of that.
Hello, sir.
Aye.
If you get any friendly with her, you'll be posted to another station. And you won't be able to work with me again.
That'd be a tragedy, sir.
Can we have a word, please, Mr. King?
Won't be long.
It's about your boyfriend, Pete McCulloch.
What's happened to him?
We found out that he has another job at the Woodlands Park rest home.
Yeah, he needs the money.
What for?
Well, Pete's only part-time at the post office. It's not a crime to have 2 jobs, is it?
We're holding Mr. McCulloch in custody. We suspect he was being blackmailed by Lena Henderson.
That's ridiculous.
We believe he's connected with the death of Lena Henderson.
He's been fiddling the post office books to make these payments.
I do those figures every day, and there's no way any money's missing.
We may have to call in the auditors.
The post office has never lost a penny. We've worked hard to keep it open. He wasn't being blackmailed. I was.
Where have you been? We've had everyone looking for you, including the police.
I took my aunt out.
Oh, nobody knew.
Aunt Sophie, didn't you tell anyone?
You must tell us in future when you go out, Sophie.
I've never been treated like a child in my life, and I don't intend to start here.
It was a long time ago. The details will be in some file. I forged some checks belonging to my father. I was 19. I did 6 months in prison.
How did Lena Henderson know?
She knew my father. They used to live in the same street. She knew that I'd done time. She was threatening to tell the post office.
And they would have revoked your contract. Didn't you have to sign anything to say you had previous convictions?
Yeah.
And you said no. That's a criminal offence.
I know.
And she blackmailed you.
I'm only admitting this because you had the wrong idea about Pete.
Very touching.
The night Lena Henderson was murdered, I was at my sister's in Cambusneth, and the night Fred Scott was murdered, Pete and I were together.
Most people have to think about their alibis.
Something's worrying you. Spiritual healing may help to relax you.
You're very persistent.
I could tell. Ever since you've been here, something's been troubling you.
Maybe you do have some powers. Look, I haven't told anybody this, not even my nephew.
Your secret's safe with me.
I want to go home. I don't want to stay here. I was silly ever to leave my home.
It's not an uncommon feeling. It often takes time to settle in.
No, that's not it. Oh, I can't explain. I don't know how I'm going to tell Alistair.
But everyone here likes you. Noel Brown says so. You'll be wonderfully looked after.
No. There's something else.
I'll be looking at the end of this. You helped Elsie Andrews. I'll be looking for you. I've been looking for you.
Please leave me alone.
Sorry about last night.
Never mind.
No, I want to apologize. Disgraceful behavior.
It's quite all right.
Let me give you a hand.
Oh, thank you. I can manage.
Please!
It's hard to believe it's only your ankle. You won't be walking anywhere for a while, Sophie.
It looked to me like you had a dizzy spell.
I'll call the doctor.
I don't need a doctor. I'm all right.
Sophie, you are our responsibility, and you're seeing the doctor.
I'd rather see Commander Gunner.
You can see them both. But you're seeing the doctor first.
This is Lena's room. It's all right. I'll clear her things in here. All I want is for you two to box up everything that's in the loft. And be careful. you all right?
We're only mucking around.
Can you feel the heat?
Yes.
I'd think twice about going home if I were you.
Don't worry about me.
Imagine you're at home and had an accident. You're far better off here, where you can be taken care of.
I think I've caused quite enough trouble already.
Hello. It's been in there 30 years or more.
How do you know that?
There's a photo there. 1961, I'll never forget it. It was the year that England beat Scotland 9-3. I was there.
I didn't know you were interested in rugby, Jim.
It was football.
Body's kept well?
It's been mummified. Fascinating.
Can you tell us anything? I mean, do we need an anthropologist?
Archaeologist, sir.
Mummification doesn't just happen in pyramids, Jim. Dry heat, especially a current of air from a chimney, say, can prevent bacterial putrefaction.
I don't want a biology lesson.
Well, there's not much more I can say at the moment.
I bet Sophie McQueen can say more. Your aunt ever mentioned she had a mummified body in the attic?
Was that some kind of sick joke?
It's been up there 30 years. It's got the initials WJF on the lid. Does that mean anything to you?
WJF?
Okay.
There's only £36 here.
Let me see. Sorry about that.
It was underneath the body. There's an inscription. My beloved Winifred.
Winifred?
Aunt Winnie. She lodged with Sophie.
Your aunt?
No, not a real aunt. I only called her that. I was a boy at the time.
Did you never wonder what happened to her?
One day she just moved.
Aye. Up to the Arctic.
What have you been doing?
Fiona found a mummy in a trunk.
Don't lie to me. You're in some kind of trouble, aren't you?
It's true. We did.
You were meant to be at the laundrette.
Hello, Mrs. Atkin. I'm Detective Sergeant Jardine.
You be quiet. You're in a police station. This policeman will put you in a cell and lock you up. I'm sorry.
We'd like you to stay here while your daughter gives us a statement.
What's she done?
It's all right. She found a body.
See?
Will this be in the papers?
We found a body in your attic, Sophie.
Whose body?
Well, we believe it's the body of your previous lodger, Winifred Forsyth.
Oh.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
You needn't say anything if you don't wish to, Aunt Sophie.
Now, look. I'm trying to do this the easy way. If you want the other thing, we'll go down to the station and we'll have a formal interview.
I'm fine, Alistair.
Is it Mrs. Forsyth's body?
How should I know?
Well, it's in your attic.
I haven't been able to get up to the attic for years because of my hip.
Did Lena go up there?
The body's been up there for 30 years.
Where?
It's in a trunk. And it's marked with Mrs. Forsyth's initials.
Are you sure? Winifred must have left it behind.
Why didn't you tell me you were being blackmailed?
I didn't want to worry you.
You should have told me.
I was embarrassed to. You can imagine paying an old woman money to keep her mouth shut. It was so cheap.
If it was £10 a week, it was bloody expensive.
I didn't want to lose the post office. If they found out I hadn't declared my conviction, that's what would happen.
I always thought you had.
A record for forgery? Come on. What do you think they are? I didn't kill her.
I know.
Why did the body look like that? It's horrible.
It was mummified. It's a natural process. It occurs in a hot, dry atmosphere.
It's like the plague of the zombies.
Now, Mr. Balmain, did he know you were up in the loft?
He sent us up.
What was he doing?
He was sorting through Lena's things.
Was he looking for something?
I don't know. I could see he didn't want us in Lena's room, though.
It's not a nursery.
Sorry, sir. I hope you lot have been behaving yourselves. Come on, out of here, or there'll be more bodies. Thanks for being so nice.
What is it with you?
It's not my fault.
It's that cheeky wee boy's grin of yours.
At least I can grin. Sorry to leave you with them.
Ah, that's okay, sir. I like children.
Yes. Donald King.
That's right.
Post Office Investigations Department. Would you close the office, please?
I'm sorry, we've got to close early today.
You understand why we're here?
Yeah.
We wish to interview you in connection with your failure to report your previous conviction for forgery. If you'd give this gentleman your books for auditing.
She must have been a beautiful woman in her day.
She was in her late 50s, 60s when she died. She's got enough gold in her mouth, she may even be hallmarked.
How did she die?
That wasn't easy. Take a look round her neck.
Was her neck broken?
See if you can see any sign of a ligature around it.
After all these years?
What am I looking for here?
There's a telltale crisscross pattern.
I think I need glasses. Aye, that's better.
A tiny remnant of cloth.
It had to be Sophie that did it.
Could be.
Do you think she's strong enough to?
It's possible.
Sir, she has difficulty climbing the stairs.
Oh, thank you for coming. Let's go to my room.
It only took us 2 buses to get here.
Would you like a chocolate? Alistair brought them for me.
We found a mummy in your attic.
I heard.
Who was it?
I don't know.
You didn't know it was there?
No.
Skin was all tight over the face.
I asked you to come and see me because I want you to do me a favour. I want you to buy me a bottle of aspirin, a large bottle,
What for?
to help me sleep.
Won't they give you some here?
Don't want them to know. I'd go myself if I could.
Is it because of the body in the attic that you can't sleep?
Did you kill her?
None of this should ever have happened. I should never have left my house.
What happened?
One of our residents had a fit.
Is my aunt all right?
Yes. She's got a couple of visitors.
It was all so long ago. I can't remember. I was a different person then. Stronger. We were arguing. She owed me money. I've always been soft like that. Lost my temper. Didn't mean to do it. And the body's been up there all these years. Just thought it might disappear. Turn to dust.
How did you kill her?
Oh. What does it matter? They'll send me to prison.
You're too old to go to prison.
It wasn't a proper murder. You just killed her by mistake.
Please, get me the aspirins.
We can't.
No one will know. You've done so much for me in the past. Just do this one last thing.
Sophie!
Promise not to say anything.
Sophie!
Oh, Alistair.
I didn't know you'd visit us.
Girls are just leaving.
healing hands.
No prizes for guessing. She put up a struggle, though. Evidence of bruising round the shoulders, as though she'd been pinned down.
Poor Sophie. I was quite fond of her.
Even though she had a body in the attic, sir?
She had guts.
How could this have happened?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Balmain.
You must have had somebody on duty last night.
We did. And we spent a lot of money last year on a scheme to make the building more secure.
You obviously didn't spend enough.
In my office, Mr. Balmain.
£300 a week. And my aunt would have been safer living on her own.
Was anyone on duty last night, Mrs. Pritchard?
Pete McCulloch.
He said he heard nothing.
He couldn't have fallen asleep.
My staff do not sleep on duty.
I didn't see or hear anything.
Were you asleep?
No.
Come on. You're doing 2 jobs, working day and night. When do you sleep?
Not when I'm on duty.
2 jobs?
If you didn't hear anything or see anything last night, I want to know why.
I may have nodded off.
Peter, you know the rules. I do not allow moonlighting.
Did Sophie have any visitors yesterday?
Plenty. You were here all morning.
Apart from us.
Her nephew came back again in the evening. Our 2 girls came to see her as well.
Girls? Schoolgirls?
I don't know. 15 or 16.
Anyone else?
Not that I can think of. Oh, unless you count Commander Gunner.
The spiritual healer?
Yeah, he's here a lot. The old people seem to like him. I think he's a fake myself.
Are you telling me that Commander Gunner is a regular visitor here?
Not only that, he's been treating Sophie.
Treating Sophie? Well, that's great. Why didn't anybody tell us?
No one knew we might be interested.
2 of our victims have had his spiritual healing. I think it's time Commander Gunner's ship came in.
Commander Gunner!
She tried to get us to help her commit suicide.
Suicide?
Well, why didn't you tell us?
Promised we wouldn't tell anyone.
Now, you 2 are supposed to be responsible teenagers. And you didn't think it was your duty to inform us?
I thought we'd talked her out of it.
Why did she want to commit suicide?
She admitted that she killed that woman we found in the attic.
This is vital information. You heard someone confess to a murder and you didn't report it.
We thought about it, but we didn't want her to go to prison.
How does she want you to help her to commit suicide?
She asked us to get her a bottle of aspirin.
We couldn't do it, though.
If you'd have told us, your friend Sophie may have been alive today.
So, when will I know when I have to appear in court?
You're keen to go back to prison, are you?
You said you found no evidence of embezzlement or fraud.
We've only just started. We'll be in touch, Mr. King.
Just wanted a stamp.
I'm sorry.
And when are you going to reopen?
They've closed us down.
What? I've got half a mile to walk to the next post office.
Look. Here, take these. Where have you been?
I've lost my job.
Yeah. Well, me too. Join the club.
All this because I'm on blackmailing old...
Hey. Forget it.
Sir, no sign of Gunner yet.
I've changed my mind. I don't want him brought in.
You what?
Michael, What do these three have in common? Fred Scott was depressed because his daughter wanted to put him into a home. Lena Henderson was being put out too. Sophie McQueen wanted to die. Suppose Gunnar helped them all.
His healing hands could be killing hands, you mean?
That's why I don't want him alerted. What evidence have we got? If we have to let him go, he might skip the country.
None of these deaths seem like mercy killings to me.
Me neither. You go to the Navy. Find out what you can about this Commander Gunnar. I'll go to Balmain, see what he knows.
Do you know anything yet?
Couple of ideas. When you spoke to your aunt last night, did you know she was contemplating suicide?
Suicide? Aunt Sophie? Are you trying to suggest that she smothered herself?
We believe she murdered Mrs. Forsyth.
I don't believe that.
And when the body was found in the attic, she decided to commit suicide.
That's nonsense. I knew my aunt.
Not well enough, it seems.
Sir, can I have a word? I've been through Gunnar's naval records. He was never a surgeon commander. He was a medical assistant.
What's that?
A nurse. He was discharged for disorderly conduct.
Did your aunt ever mention a Commander Gunnar?
No. Never heard of him.
If Gunnar has been committing euthanasia...
You mean murder, sir?
We'll set a trap. Break a few rules.
What are you saying?
A lure. We'll find a victim, somebody to play a part.
You mean an agent provocateur?
Well, I didn't want to say the word, Michael.
McVitie'll never go along with it.
McVitie doesn't have to know.
We could be had up for aiding and abetting.
I'm not asking him to break windows or smother people, and neither did his victims.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Michael, it's not a committee meeting. I know just the right person.
Oh dear, what have I done?
Nothing, Dame Elizabeth. We'd like you to do us a favour. It's quite a delicate matter.
I don't feel very presentable.
Don't you worry about that. Do you mind if we talk inside?
Not at all. An agent provocateur? What do I have to do?
You don't have to accept.
We'd rather you didn't use that phrase.
Very well.
We want you to pose as a lady who needs spiritual healing and maybe contemplating suicide.
Because of some illness, perhaps.
We'll leave the reason up to you.
Is this man dangerous?
There'll be no risk to you. We'll be here. His name's Commander Gunnar. Try and make an appointment for tonight, if possible.
Hello? Commander Gunnar? Speaking. My name's Elizabeth Friel. Hello. I'm phoning about healing, spiritual healing. I'd like to make an appointment with you.
I could fit you in tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I'm in urgent need.
Well, how about 8 o'clock tonight?
8 o'clock tonight? Fine.
I don't think this is a good idea.
No. What's happening?
Sir?
Have you found Gunner yet?
We're going to see him now.
Oh, I'll come with you.
Oh, I don't want to trouble you, sir. We're big boys. We can handle it.
You are pushing your luck, sir.
Drive before he insists.
Our man's in his way now, sir.
I hope you're not feeling nervous.
First night nerves never bothered me.
Ship ahoy. Commander Gunner's on his way.
Most of the time I sit in my room. I stare at the walls. There's nothing for me now but the pain.
I understand the pain, the suffering that you're going through.
I'm not a weak woman, Commander, but it has me so I can't sleep at night.
I'm sure I can help.
I've had so many treatments, so many doctors, so many drugs. I just wish I could die in peace.
Well, part of the problem is these modern painkillers. They leave you so that you can't think straight.
I keep thinking of Sam, my old dog. We had him put down, you know.
People are not animals. There are things that we can do. You mustn't think about dying. Tell me where the pain is, and I'll take it away.
I wish someone would take mercy on me.
You mustn't think like that, Elizabeth. I am a healer. Now, where is the pain?
The pain is in my shoulders.
How are the shoulders?
Much better, actually. I do have a problem with them. His hands have done a power of good. Did I play my part well enough?
I'm just sorry we don't give Oscars.
It's tonight that concerns me.
What do I have to do? I shan't sleep tonight, and I've got the Trust's award ceremony in the morning.
Trust us.
If you don't mind, I think I'll go to bed now. I shan't sleep, but I need to rest. Where will you be?
Oh, we'll be here.
Don't you sleep either, will you?
He's gone off with a prostitute, sir.
No sign of him yet. Still on naval exercises.
It's been over an hour now. Maybe she's been getting some spiritual guidance, eh?
Horizontal healing.
That's him now.
Are you two going to sit here all night or what? Are you shy or something?
Police, move on, please. Piss off.
Look, just move it, eh? Or we'll take you in.
Pigs.
Don't believe it.
You poor thing.
What are you doing? I was closing the window, sir. I saw she'd left it open. Somebody should open your brains.
I'm having that.
Well, I'm having this.
Perhaps I didn't convince him.
But all the same, we're leaving a couple of detectives with you.
Well, I've got the award ceremony at 11 o'clock, so they won't have too long to wait.
Silly bitch. Do you want that?
Yes.
You can only have one thing.
I want both.
You can't. That's all you're allowed. Which do you want?
This.
Morning, sir.
Both of you. my office. Now. We do not use agent provocateur. This is not America. And what I find so disappointing is that you should choose willfully to conceal this operation from me.
It was my idea, sir.
Do you think you're Sherlock Holmes and Interpol rolled into one? I'm busy. And what's worse, Jim, it failed.
You mean if it had succeeded, you would have approved?
I would not.
I'm sorry, sir. I thought you'd want to know. There's been another murder. Same pattern. And Mrs. Campbell, sir. Our home help discovered her half an hour ago.
I bet this is the most people that have ever been to see her.
Here's another one.
I like being above people. Then I can look down on the things that I make happen.
We made this happen, not just you.
You couldn't have done it without me. You need me. See the old man's house and then Lena Henderson's?
Yeah.
Then there's Sophie's rest home in here. If you draw a line between them, it makes the shape of a P for Pauline.
Well, if we had one over there, I could have the shape of an F for Fiona.
We don't know anyone who stays over there.
We know Dame Elizabeth.
Hey, Michael. Have you seen any sign of a dog in this house?
No.
This woman's got dog food on her shopping list.
Maybe she does the shopping for a neighbour. What's that?
Postage prepaid stamp.
No address?
Just a contract number. First class. Probably a circular. Get somebody to check it out, eh?
It is a circular, sir. The serial number belongs to the Dame Elizabeth Friel Trust. A newsletter goes out to all their volunteers.
Pauline and Fiona?
That's right.
They probably dropped it on one of their bobber jobs or whatever they do.
You think it could be then?
I don't know what to think.
Certainly knew Lena and Sophie.
God, they're children.
So what?
We're dealing with a multiple murderer.
And all the victims were elderly. The exact same group that these young girls were working with. They knew that Lena Henderson was alone in that house. They even told us that Sophie had asked them to help her commit suicide.
Aye, but they wouldn't do it.
Maybe not in the way she planned.
No. No, Michael.
Come on, sir.
All right. We'll go and talk to them.
Mr. Scott's missing medals and some souvenirs of other crimes.
What's the matter? What's going on?
Where did Pauline get these?
I've never seen them before. Is she in trouble?
Mrs. Atkin, you better come with us. Where are Pauline and Fiona?
I'd spent my whole life, since the age of 17, touring and performing and running around, worried, nervously looking for my next job. I realized retirement gives you a chance to do the things you've always wanted to do. Having been an actress all my life, I wanted to do something worthwhile. Bronze awards for Angela Burnett and Victor Morris.
Where's Pauline?
Don't know.
Come on. Out.
Where's Pauline?
I don't know.
Where is she? Now, we know you were involved in the murder of those old people.
It would be better for you if you told the truth. Was it to steal things?
No.
Why do it?
It was Pauline. She made me go with her. She killed them. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Pauline!
Don't believe her. She's lying. It was all Fiona's idea. She killed them.
Pauline's got nothing to do with it. Tell me she hasn't.
Please, I didn't kill anyone. Fiona did it, I'm telling you. She's violent. She's a monster.
Oh, my God. Put her in the car.
Fiona, come back from the edge.
Please, you've got to believe me. Pauline killed them. I wanted to stop her, but she said she'd kill me if I told anyone.
I know that.
No, you don't know what she's like.
I think we do now. Come down to me.
I can't. I'm scared.
Look at me.
Would you help me? Please.
What made them do it?
A combination of personalities. A reaction each of them had on each other. It's the Leopold and Loeb case. Folly I do.
I'll leave that to the psychiatrists.
Here's your hand.
I'm going to need some spiritual healing, Michael.